Yeah, today I really thought that what would be most helpful for me, and I'm guessing many of you, is more practice in meeting my inner chaos, more practice in meeting the worried thoughts, what my coach sometimes refers to as trouble at the border, those places that are a little bit shaky, where we feel uncertainty, where we feel angst, where we feel confusion. And along with all of those things, what often happens is then we layer on top of that, all that stuff that's already happening, we layer it with some judgment, um, subtle or otherwise. Just the feeling that somehow I shouldn't have to deal with this could be happening, or the feeling that whatever is arising is an indication that something's wrong. I feel like I'm hearing a lot of calls for unity and reconciliation and healing. And alongside those, also a lot of other calls for saying, hey, wait a minute, let's have some accountability first. Let's actually name what happened and the problem that it is we're trying to come to terms with. But there are a lot of people who are really, really wanting to heal this divide, this polarization. A lot of people wanting to rush into doing that work. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about it. But one thing I do know for sure is that until we individually and as a community, but each of us taking responsibility for our own lives, begin to inquire within, begin to develop or continue to develop these skills of reconciliation, the skills of deep listening. I have a number of friends who are talking about all these organizations that are doing these trainings, this red and blue training thing. And that's great if that's what you feel called to. And what I think would be helpful for each of us, and what maybe we can practice a little together today, is that deep listening to ourselves, that point where we meet our own resistance, where we run right up against the colonization of our own hearts, our own conditioned, difficult responses. And can we be kind? Can we be interested and curious? And really listen. And how do we navigate those moments where we're experiencing something unpleasant? Often something about ourselves that we find unpleasant. And not add to it with a layer of judgment, but really meet it and see maybe it has something to tell us. So just settling into your seat. If you're not absolutely as comfortable as you can be right now, just make whatever little changes you need. Just find that pillow, or put your feet on the floor, or sit up just a little bit more, with a little more energy, not stiffness, not effort, but take a deep breath in and sit up and give this practice the respect it deserves, and your own process the respect it deserves. Love After Love by Walcott. The time will come when, with elation, you will greet yourself arriving at your own door, in your own mirror, and each will smile at the other's welcome and say, sit here, eat. You will love again the stranger who was yourself. Give wine, give bread, give back your heart to itself, to the stranger who has loved you all your life, whom you ignored for another, who knows you by heart. Take down the love letters from the bookshelf, the photographs, the desperate notes. Peel your own image from the mirror. Sit, feast on your life. Sit, feast on your life. allowing the eyes to gently close or adopting a soft downward gaze. And gathering the many threads of attention here in the seat you've taken in the middle of your life. There is a body. There is a body here sitting. Resting the attention on knowing there is a body here and now. Kindly resting with interest and care. Resting the attention on this body the same way the body is resting on the chair or cushion. As we let the weight of the body be supported by gravity, by the power of the earth, we're also allowing our attention, the mind, to rest on the body, dwelling in sensation. Dwelling here in this moment, knowing this body sitting. Simply feeling. Can it be a relief? Can this body be a refuge? An oasis even, a place to call home for the attention. Seeing if you can hold a felt sense of two things at the same time. Feeling into the weight, the solid weight of this body, making contact with the seat, with the ground, with the earth. Feeling the feet and the legs, the pelvis. Feeling the strong spine, aligning the torso. Feeling the ease and rest in the arms and hands as they sit lightly on your lap or next to you. Turning toward these real physical sensations that make up this field of moving sensation that we call the body. So that's one thing, just feeling, being present to receive a sense of this body and the weightedness and solidity as you sit. And at the same time, allowing awareness to reveal how the sensations are changing moment by moment. So there's a steady, solid presence here in this body. And within that, continuous change. Flow, circulation, respiration, breathing in and out, little shifts, little bits of movement, the heart beating, tingling, pulsing, seeing if you can hold an awareness or allow awareness to reveal within this solid, secure body the flow of change. Sometimes it's easiest to stay present to the constant flux and changeability by anchoring the attention on the breath. Easier to feel that constant change as we breathe in, breathe out. So if it's easiest to stay present to the changing sensations in the body by focusing on the breathing, please rest the attention there. If that feels too specific today, simply being a body sitting and breathing. Allowing this system to settle. And in that settling, perhaps aware of agitation or restlessness or fogginess, low energy or high energy, either extreme. Recognizing that as you become more sensitive to the racing mind or the restless body, that's a deepening of mindfulness. So it may seem like there's more restlessness or agitation or chaos, but simply it's that you're knowing it. And then just notice if your tendency is to try to make it stop or to otherwise judge it for not being okay. And instead, when you hit that little point of contraction or resistance or judgment, see it, be glad you're seeing it, and then expand the awareness to simply be interested in the restlessness itself, the chaos, the confusion, the fear, the worry, the grief, the boredom, the irritation, whatever it is that you feel is stopping you, that's your object for attention. Making space, inviting it in, and with kindness, remembering it's not easy to be a human being. So if something is troubling or difficult, kindness, kindness, you're not alone. Others also struggle in this way. And then not to analyze, but to investigate. So we recognize what's happening and we accept it or allow it to be the way that it is. And then we investigate, we inquire. What's it like? Not why is my mind so restless? Why do I feel so much negativity? But what is it that's actually occurring? Does it have a tone of despair? Is it rage? Is it fear? Is it terror? Is it, whatever. Just feeling into it in the same way that you get a felt sense of the breath or the body. Let your interest be a reflection of your care for this life that's been entrusted to you. as you investigate whatever might be present for you to know, remember that it's nature, whatever it is. It's not personal. Remember, we are not only dealing with our own thoughts and patterns of thinking, but the conditioned patterns of thought that have infused our being from the culture. And for many, 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 many years. So let it arise as it will. Be interested in it. Don't waste any time being hard on yourself about anything. And see what happens when you make space and watch things change. When despair for the world grows in me, and I wake in the night at the least sound, in fear of what my life and my children's lives may be, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water, and the great heron feeds. I come into the peace of wild things who do not tax their lives with forethought of grief. I come into the presence of still water, and I feel above me the day-blind stars waiting for their light. For a time, I rest in the grace of the world and am free. Thank you for your practice today. I really hope that the more you practice, the more you'll be able to access that grace of the world that Wendell Berry spoke of. That last poem was called The Peace of Wild Things by Wendell Berry. And resting in the grace of the world, finding that calm center for a while. May we all be free. Have a great day.